this super old Winchester custom-made rifle case. It was made for a rifle, I believe, that was made in 1886 or so. So it's very old, definitely over 100 years old, but in very good condition for its age. But has a beautiful patina on it. And I'll show you where the Winchester emblem is on the other side. The Winchester logo. Yeah, you can't get these made by Winchester anymore. They haven't done that for I don't know how many years, but yeah, I mean, this rifle case literally has papers with it. That's how old it is. So really cool case. I'm trying to fix the handle on it that busted, as you can see. Yeah, I'm pretty OCD. I sometimes redo things a few times because I just really want to make sure that the customer is going to be happy and that it's going to be done absolutely perfectly as best as I can. And you can see my die job here, I got pretty darn close. It's probably actually the same die that they used back then. They've been using it for decades. If I can reuse old leather, I always do. No use, remaking it. Plus, it's got that historic relevance. But made just the template here, and then as you can see, out of a piece of leather here, have just finished casing it, putting all the stitching lines and punching all the holes into it with my little rotary tool here, and basically just need to dye it now and finish it, let that dry before I can then wrap this. I did thin out the edges just enough so that I can tuck it back in there, but that this part of the edge is actually still super thick, which is what I want, because that's what's breaking. I mean, handles are just made too thin there, and so I wanted to make that nice and thick so that sucker is gonna stay on there for years to come. For any of you who were wondering what I skived that edge down with, I use this tool. It's a Charter made. These are made by a man named Tarek. He makes them by hand. He's out of South Africa, and so yeah, he makes tools the way that they used to be made back in the day. They don't make tools like this anymore that are actually sharp and actually work. All right, so let's get this sucker dyed and finished up. So you can see I'm done dyeing and finishing the handle. I did dye the edges a little bit darker, just in line with kind of the tradition you can see here on the case. So you can see now that I have the handle stitched on here. I'll show you here. You can see I have these parts stitched to the actual loop. The actual loops are stitched on there. And so now I'm just stitching up the belly of the handle, which is very tricky to do because this was not designed to be installed after the fact. It was supposed to be installed onto these tabs, and then the tabs were installed onto the case. But unfortunately, I gotta do it after the fact because it's a, restoration, and so it's just very tricky to get this stitched up. And so it's just a painstaking process. I have this curved needle here that helps me get into this tiny little section and push this thread through. But then see, once I get that needle through there, as you can see here, I'm just kind of looking at the original handle and how it aged, like where the light parts are, and where, as expected, just round some of these sharp feeling leathers, the corners, because if you feel the rest of this, it's all smooth. Every edge, every turn, these seams, there's nothing sharp, right? Because it's been worn and aged. On the little sides here where it sticks out, You know, and just doing that is going to create something that ultimately is restored. Like, it functions new, but it doesn't look new. And that's what we want to achieve here. So I'll do a few of those things before it's ready, and then we will ship it back to the customer. I have the rifle case, the handle completely restored and put back on. I'll show you guys what it looks like here. So as you can see, here's the old one, and then the new one that I have restored.